roten doten.
Diddly roten doten, do roten doten.
I am so proud of every single one of you. So proud of all of you. You're amazing. That goes to staff and everyone who's here. Thank you so much. All right, it's your last show. All right, so I want you to give it 100%, and I know you will. Okay, so it's going to be the best performance of your life. All right. So deep breath in and out. I suppose it felt more of a play musical, if that makes sense. I think in the past we've done ones which are really heavy on the singing and the music, and that's been a real focus. Whereas with this one, I deliberately chose it to be less music because we knew we were coming out of a pandemic. We knew that we were going to be having to work with students who had spent the last 2 years online, and things like singing, dancing, musical instruments, you know, those skills have definitely not been lost, I suppose, but they've just not had the same kind of focus. And so deliberately working on a production which I thought would be easier in that side of things, it threw up different challenges because there's a lot when you've got 93 students on stage.
Oh no, hold on. Let's spray with some water. What's going to happen? Spray. Yeah, and a roll. Look. Okay. Oh, I've got a floppy flower. What are you going to do? I've got a floppy flower. Right. What, you think this is funny? No. What, you think this is funny? No. It is a bit funny though, isn't it? Really, it is a bit floppy, isn't it? It's a bit Yeah, jumping. Yeah, that's much better. Big. Okay, good. You're looking smart today. It's awesome. Right, Freddie, what's going on with this shirt? Do you want to take it in for me?
It was nice to see like how many people wanted to see the play, because we put like a lot of hard work and effort into it.
So this is what we're going for.
Are these like the actual characters?
No. So, right, what we're going for, if they've got faded eyebrows, you can colour them in.
Faded eyebrows.
So if we can't see your eyebrows, we want to accentuate eyebrows. We've got an eyebrow pencil for that.
Adrian, you've got a nice pair of eyebrows. You don't need any extra. You're okay.
Main characters can have a tash.
Do you want a tash?
Main characters can have a discreet moustache.
Oh.
If you would like, we can have a discreet moustache. Your hair needs to be off your face.
I'm gonna have some pins because mine falls down.
Have you got pins with you or do you use spares?
I don't really know that there's any one way to prepare for such a big production that involves so many people. I think the whole thing about producing a show is there's so many different puzzle pieces, and actually at the start you're not quite sure how many pieces there are. So that's a bit of a learning curve, especially in a new school for me. It's the first big production that we've done whole school since I joined last year. I'm feeling a little bit hazy in the head because it's been a long couple of weeks of just being here backstage, but I'm really excited for the kids. I think they've worked really hard, and since it is the first one in 4 years, I don't think most of them haven't ever experienced having a show of this scale and being on stage. So that's going to be that moment that's just going to stay with them for the rest of their lives.
This is the first time for me in a while because I did another play back 3 years ago when I was in year 5. But it's exciting. I feel confident about it. It's the first night. I've got my friends in the play, so nothing to be worried about. Mainly just excitement.
I think staying in time with our fellow castmates for dances, because I think it's a bit complicated, but I think we're going to do amazing.
Just communication in general, because you have to be quiet, so it's like, I need to go there, but I can't talk, so you need to like read me. So that can get a bit confusing.
I'm kind of just ignoring it.
The nervous is kicking in now.
It's not kicking in. It feels like just there.
So wait till like 5:55.
Wait till like right before when I have to go. The 5:59 or 59 seconds.
The previous play, Peter Pan, seems like it was like yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And then it was, they can't rush up. Okay, so stage right, let people with set go first.
Listen up about some backstage reminders, okay? You are going to run the show with some things you haven't used before. So I really, really need focus from you for us to use them really effectively and them look great, but us also be safe because they're a little bit slippy and slidey potentially, okay? So please listen closely. How did we manage? With great patience and effort. But I think it was about where we cast students. So our younger Key Stage 3 students that maybe didn't have so much experience on the stage or working on a production, we always start with them being a chorus, so learning the sort of basic principles of being in a production, and then sort of our older students as they graduate through into later Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 and 5, and they've been in a few productions and they know how it works. It's important to know how a production process works. They then sort of take those more lead roles, and they really were role models for the younger students as well, which was really lovely, sort of leading them through the process as much as us staff doing it. Those students that have done it before then become those production role models as well. So we relied on them a lot.
Don't try to hold me down, and don't try to talk me. The sky, it belongs to me. I will leave alone from the rest of me. The witch of the world. Next! But we have other songs! Yeah, but honey, do you have other voices? Next! No. Put me down. I said...
Oh wow, it was exciting and nervous.
Yeah.
Very nervous.
Surprisingly, as a kid, I would always feel nervous before shows and stuff because, you know, I was always a show kid. But this time it was more exciting than anything. It's like 3 months it's taken to make this happen, and it was finally the day we show it to everyone and show what we've done, and it's just really cool to see everything happen together.
Like when you finally perform it for the first time, it's like such a really good feeling. Like
It
you're
is.
like, yes! I did that! Like, yeah! Oh my god.
Like, we did that. That's something
Yeah.
we created, something we put time and effort in, and it just
And
came
like-
out to something so beautiful, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
My character that I wanted was Fizzy, and I got a higher role. I'm just, yeah.
Who? The Lone Ranger? No! Bugsy Malone. Call him. I'm in trouble. Real trouble, and all I got for company is a female comedian. No answer. Knuckles! No! Speak to me, Knuckles! Knuckles! This is all your fault! You crazy lounge lizard! I'll get you for what you did to Knuckles! Oh, Knuckles!
Working with a live orchestra was a great experience for the students, but as part of the process it's quite interesting because they work, particularly for Bugsy, they work separately as an orchestra, as a band, and of course the students are working with backing tracks and practicing, and then we put that together actually in a music room, and we have what we call a singing rehearsal, where we had a couple of sessions on Monday afternoons where the band came in and we had all the singers sing through their songs with that live accompaniment. That was the first time that they'd done that together, and that was a brilliant experience for the students, but it also gave them that idea of what it was going to sound like when they got onto the stage. It was very different compared to what we did with Hairspray, and this time we actually had Kunirat come and direct our professional musicians, which was fantastic to have him involved and with all his experience in the community as a musician, and it also gave me a little bit of a break from directing with my hands, and I was able to be in the directing box and calling the microphone cues, so that was a very different experience.
It was nerve-wracking, definitely. I made mistakes and my heart dropped. I looked around and they didn't say anything. They didn't even look at me because they accepted that, yeah, I make mistakes, they also make mistakes. But they are professional players, they are the best of the best, and the 3 nights that I had, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, were probably some of the best I've had making music.
It's a great opportunity, and when you're like, there's like a live orchestra, it feels like more personal than just with like a backing track.
I won't take no
really fun. Totally worth it afterwards because, I mean, we were so tired and so sweaty after the final scene, but it felt really good to like be in a musical after a long time.
Yeah, and like sharing it with like the audience and everyone watching. And that was actually like the first time we actually went through the whole like musical without stopping. And so yeah, it was really like, I don't know, like a fulfilling kind of moment because we've been working on it for like so long.
Yeah, since the start of school, so it's like crazy.
It was pretty great so far. The cast is awesome. As you can probably hear from down there, yeah, it's very lively. Everyone's loving. Miss Meadow, we love you.
We love you.
And also a lot of the students came with no experience. You know, they didn't know how to prepare. They found even just, you know, learning a scene challenging, or so just getting them back into the swing of it, getting them to focus and listen was certainly a challenge. But again, it became a massive team effort. You know, the whole of department, music department as well. We were all in on the auditions, working around each other, being able to feed back on each other, on the students' strengths, but also just trying to instill a sense of joy and fun again. You know, not making it really serious. That's the last thing we wanted coming out of COVID. It's just trying to instill and inject some real sense of joy back into the arts, especially, and empower young people as well. Just empower them with a sense of, I can do this and this is really good for me.